Live here on Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for primetime games. And that's what we do here on the drive-through Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is Silver Live Free Sports Picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, sometimes a little earlier. We've got 2 games starting 20 minutes earlier, and to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, we've got Sean Murphy with us. Dana Lane will sign in about the bottom of the hour. Jay Briggs, got Chris Ruffolo, Big Al McMordie, and Al Ninos. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Ruffolo, we've got Ninos, McMordie, Sean Murphy, Jay Briggs. Dana Lane will come in a little later tonight, as we said, and then I will close this one out. All right, a lot of day baseball today going on. Looks like Dodgers up 3-2. Yankees in extras here against the Twins. So let's go ahead. Let's get this show underway. Go ahead and welcome in Chris. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium, part of the morning show with Mitch every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Chris, what's happening?
Not much. We're all going off about our little tips with the MLB in the green room, but it's fine because tomorrow the grind starts all over again with NFL finally kicking off. So I'm excited for it.
Yep, excited for the start of NFL here. Of course, we got the Bills and Rams tomorrow, but tonight we're looking at Major League Baseball here at this one to start here at 6:45 Eastern Time as the Phillies here host the Marlins. Phillies favorite here, minus 165, total 7.5.
Yeah, and this one just missed out on actually being on my premium list, mainly because it's just hard for me to really get a gauge on Bailey Falter, but he's starting to perform a little bit better, since rejoining the Phillies rotation in the middle to end of August. A 2.45 ERA across his last 3 starts, a 3-0 record, and looks like he's, like I said, starting to figure it out at the big league level. The team that hasn't figured anything out over the last couple of weeks are the Miami Marlins. They've scored 2 runs or less in each of their last 9 games. 10 of their last 11. And, for me, Trevor Rogers coming back, he pitched well in his return, but last time I checked, you got to be able to score more runs than the other team to win a baseball game. And right now, the Marlins are just not producing at the plate. The Phillies, just a far more consistent team offensively, scored at least 3 runs in 7 of their last 10. I think this is just a spot where you take the hotter hitting team, the team that you can trust to at least score a few more runs. And for me, that's going to be the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm going to take them on the run line and get this minus 165 price down.
All right, we take the minus 165 down to look at this plus 130 here against the Marlins. So that's a significant move there, Chris, in value there. Of course, getting the plus 130 there with this run line, especially with the high number for the Phillies. I think the fact is probably looking here at the Phillies bullpen. Of course, Falter still to some people just an unknown commodity so far.
Well, and for good reason. I mean, whenever you look, when you look at the Phillies rotation, you expect to see guys like Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, even Kyle Gibson forming a spot sort of in that rotation. Bailey Falter's kind of been in and out of the rotation, but he's still a guy that I think the Phillies think very, very highly of. And he was only out of the rotation for about 3 weeks. I can't remember if he was injured or if he got demoted at that time, but still he's back now, and he gets a favorable matchup, like I said, against a Marlins team that's really just struggling to put bat to ball right now.
Yeah, they certainly are. It's been a real struggle here when you look at this Marlins team. As you mentioned, past 10 games, they're only hitting 147 here against left-handers. And we got Chris here on the Phillies. Run line minus 1.5 runs, plus 130 against the Marlins. This one will have a start time here of 6:45 Eastern Time. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight's action. Of course, we still have lots of baseball still on the board as well as we're heading into a football weekend tomorrow. Showing good profit over the last 7 days, 328 units of profit. That is all documented. So if you go over to Pick Dogs Premium and go down to Chris's handicapper page, you'll be able to see all the plays there that he's listed. They're graded immediately on the site. Well, we still have, we got at least almost about 10, 11 games still on the board here for Major League Baseball. We got double headers coming up in this one here with the Mets and Pirates, the Yankees and Twins. So about 10 games on the board. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, tonight I still got my $15 MLB pickoff play. I had the three pack go off the board, but you can get that $15 play and roll over those profits into something long term. You get something long term today, you still get my other play for the evening action. And when you get that 7-day pass, you can see there we not only profited, but now's the time where you're going to start getting NFL football in there as well. We have a loaded college card on Saturday, full slate of games on Sunday for the NFL, as well as tons of baseball thrown in there as well. This is where you start making the most bang for your buck on those long-term passes. The 30-day, the year, or even the 3-day. Hop on with me, and you can hop on with someone else part of the 2-for-1 capper promotion. And remember to use that promo code WIN15. No matter what you purchase at Pick Dogs Premium, you'll get 15% off. So definitely take advantage of it. It's one of the best values in sports handicapping.
It is, guys. Got on board with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs Premium, showing good results over the last 7 days. Chris has his $15 premium pickoff play up right now. $15 for his baseball play right now over on the site. That is credit guarantee, and that means that the play must win, or the amount you purchase is credited back into account for site credit. So that's what credit guarantee is. You'll find those on the one-day passes, individual plays as well. Not on long-term passes, because they're sold already at a discount. Of course, as Chris was talking about, here we are on a Wednesday. That's a 7-day passes, a really good value right now, because what you got covered here would be 7 days of baseball here from Chris Ruffolo. We are right now in the stretch run here in Major League Baseball. So we've got a lot of playoff berths up for grabs right now as these teams vie to get in the postseason. So we got really good races going on in the wild card. It looks like 12 postseason berths, 6 from each league. So a lot of wild card, a lot of action going on. And of course, you with that 7-day pass, you'll get all Chris's baseball for 7 days, as well as his college football. Remember, college football this week is on Thursday and Saturday. So you got the big Saturday card, the Friday games as well. And of course, with the NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday. Yes, the Monday's in play when you get that 7-day all sports pass. So a good time to get on board with Chris. You can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Of course, that WIN15 will knock 15% off that price. So really good value there. You can access Chris's page right now. Just click the link you see in the description. Look for the all cappers tab at Pick Dogs, and then get signed up. All right, Chris, as always, great having your show. Keep up that great work. We'll talk with you again next week, but I know you contribute a lot to Pick Dogs with those free pick videos that we see there, as well as that morning show.
And the morning show, and now also the college football show that you're probably going to be seeing tomorrow. I believe after the morning show, we still got to hammer out the time for that one. But and you got to also, Jay Briggs and Big Al doing the NFL show as well. So tons of great content at Pick Dogs, and we're doing it all for you guys. But we also, like we always say, we love what we do. So hopefully can keep it going into another successful season.
Yeah, another successful season indeed. All right, Chris, have a great week. We'll talk next week.
Sounds good, Tony. Thanks.
You got Chris Ruffolo here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on here with the coverage. Let's go ahead and welcome in Al Ninos. You'll find him over at Pick Dog Spring. We got Al ready to roll here. Thinks he's set up. Let's bring him in. Al, what's happening? Oh, there we go.
Going pretty good. How you doing, Tom?
Doing great. All right, here we go. This is game out your way. 6:40 Eastern Time. Rays have been on fire here. They're hosting the Red Sox. They're big favorites here, -170, total of 7.
Yeah, the Rays have been hot. They've been hot against the Red Sox. They've been hot against the Red Sox at Tropicana Field. They do have a big pitching edge, too, with the starting pitchers here tonight. Jeffrey Springs has much better numbers on the season. He is the more impressive starter here. Nick Pivetta, he's been around a while, never really did anything too special, with his career. Again, and not only that, but he has struggled against this lineup in particular here. I think Brandon Lau is probably like one home run away from adopting him. He has just freaking ridiculous numbers against him. 6 at-bats, 3 hits, 2 homers, and 3 walks add to that, just with 1 just strikeout there. So, Lau completely owns him, and so does the rest of this lineup, at least the top, middle of this lineup. The bottom of the lineup, not so much. But on the other side, you look at Jeffrey Springs here, and it's not like the Red Sox haven't hit him either. Smaller sample size here, but again, the top and middle of this lineup hitting him pretty well too. So I'm expecting a lot of runs in this ball game, and I think the Red Sox, obviously they're the dogs here, but from where this line opened to where it is now, I think the value's completely flipped here, and I think it's definitely well worth taking a shot on the Red Sox at this price. Here, let me see what we're getting them at now. I'm seeing plus 160 and better than that. So I like my chances here. These odds we're getting on the Red Sox.
Yeah, we've seen a little bump up in the odds here over the last few minutes here. I'm looking here at my live screen, Al, and I'm seeing here with Boston, you can take back as high as right now plus 176 if you do your shopping at some of these books here. The sharpest book right now in the world offshore has it at plus 176. And looking here at some of the places here. Obviously in Las Vegas on the Strip, plus 165 showing up, and Also, with your name brand books offshore, US 160 plus 154. So yeah, we're starting to see this. The Rays getting heavy money here. I'm seeing plus minus 190 now in some places. So yeah, I think what it is you got a lot of these people chasing the streak. They know the trend here with the Rays. Have they dominated the Red Sox?
Yeah, they sure have here, and they got a nice streak going for them again. And on paper they should win this matchup, but again, it's just a little value play again. Not going all in on the Red Sox or anything like that, but I do think there's some value there. They still have a very good lineup, and honestly, I'd probably take the Red Sox lineup over the Rays. Not that the Rays is terrible; they got some good hitters in there too, but I wouldn't count this lineup out. Not at this price.
All right, so we got Ninos here. Is on this one, looking at the numbers here. It's a plus. You're getting a good plus money there. Do your shopping. There's some really good value on the Red Sox. Seeing as high as over plus 160, 165 in places. Here against the Rays, this one will have a start time of 6:40. We'll start in about 20 minutes. All right, Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight's action. We still have 10 games on the board here from Major League Baseball. Head into a nice football weekend beginning tomorrow in the NFL. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I got I just had a few plays go off already today, so I do have my best bet of the night still up there, and let me see if there's anything still out there. Yeah, there's another play out there for everyone on the long-term passes, so it's never a bad time to get one of those or the 2-for-1 capper specials.
That's right, guys. Got to borrow with Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. He does have a play up there, individual play. It's called his walk-off play for Wednesday. Get on board with that Wednesday credit guarantee. Of course, Al does have long-term passes. We mentioned 3, 7, or 30-day All Sports Pass. And he does have a combined NFL and college football season pass, combo pass. You get all of Al Ninos' plays from NFL and college football for the season, including the postseason here for one low price. Remember that promo code WIN15 at checkout. That will save you 15% off, so really good value there. Yeah, if you pick up that, or if you want to get a 7-day pass from Al Ninos, you can do that. That will also apply. Of course, mention that 7-day pass will cover all of the NFL for Week 1, your Thursday, Sunday, and Monday game, as well as college football on Friday and Saturday. All right, Al Ninos, is always great having you show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I don't think I mentioned it, but should definitely have a play on the season opener tomorrow. Definitely looking forward to it. I'm pretty set on the site I like, so I should be up on the site shortly.
Yeah, I was getting excited here with that game. All right, Al, keep it up, man. We'll talk to you later. Al Ninos here on the drive-thru. All right, guys, continue your coverage. If you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's go out to Southern Cal. Bring in our man, Big Al McMordie. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's had great success here on the site in football as well. Big Al McMordie join us here now on the drive-thru. Big Al, we're counting down here to kickoff here out here in SoCal.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, usually they save the best for last. Now they're saving the best for the start. I can't believe they're putting the Bills and the Rams on opening night, but
they might.
Yeah, it's something to look forward to.
Yeah, they might have got this one right. We got a short road favor in this one, but you're going to be looking here at a future bet here to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I've had a lot of good success with futures in the various leagues over the years, and I remember I was on Buffalo back in February. I got down on them at plus 750. The line has now the odds have now come down. You'll see it at plus 650 or plus 600. I think at PointsBet I saw it at plus 650. I love Buffalo this year. I thought they were the best team last year. They just left 13 seconds too many on the clock, and that was all she wrote. That's all Patrick Mahomes needed. But when a team does something like that, when they come so close to winning, and they would have won last year if they had gotten past Kansas City. I mean, we can see what the odds makers think about Buffalo versus the Rams, tomorrow night. I mean, Buffalo I thought was the best team last year. But when a team comes so close, you look back, you think of teams like the San Antonio Spurs when they were going to win the title in 2013, but then Ginobili missed a couple free throws and Kawhi Leonard missed a couple free throws, and then, Miami, LeBron hits the three, whatever. Ray Allen hits the three, and then all of a sudden, it goes into overtime, and there goes the championship. But when a team comes that close, they usually make it a mission the next year to not let it get to be that close ever again. And, you saw what San Antonio did in that 2014 season. They destroyed everybody. I think Buffalo does the same thing this year in the postseason. I don't think they're not going to let 13 seconds even be in the picture. They're just going to, destroy everyone this year. And I think it's also they have the benefit of playing in. When you look at the other competition, obviously the AFC West is a great division, but Buffalo plays in a relatively weak division, so they're going to have an easier schedule by getting to play the Jets and the Dolphins and the Patriots twice. And right now, since they changed the playoff format last season, it's so valuable to be the number one seed.
Yes.
And, obviously getting the strength of schedule to be softer than the other competition is a big advantage.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You want that top seed to get that bye week in the first round. Of course, looking at some of the teams out there that, the Patriots are no longer Patriots without Tom Brady. Sorry to say that, but they just haven't been there. Doesn't look like this year will be any different. Also, Kansas City Chiefs with that loss of Hill. That's huge, I think, right, on the Chiefs side. So you look at some of the teams around. Can the Bengals restore that magic we saw last year? Remember, they've always had some questions about their offensive line. They were able to get in.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Kansas City is going to be really good. Kansas City actually has the one advantage they have over Buffalo is the two teams will play later on this year, and the game is actually at Arrowhead. So Kansas City, that's pretty much the only thing they have in their favor this year when it comes to the schedule. But as I mentioned, I think Buffalo is just, it'll be important for Buffalo to get off to a good start tomorrow. You don't want to lose that game one, but Buffalo is going to be in really good shape throughout the year.
Yeah, and of course, so also interesting here this year was Russell Wilson's move to Denver. Denver's always had that pretty good defense. The offense, they've always had trouble there with the quarterback. Have they got a quarterback since I don't know. You got to go back and look a few years there. It's always been some question marks there in the quarterback position. It looks to be a little more solidified, but we'll see. What's your thoughts on Russell Wilson? I know people thought he might have lost something in Seattle last few years.
No, I think Russell Wilson's great. I think Denver's going to be good. But when you're looking at a futures wage and you're looking at relative value, the teams in the AFC West are just going to beat up on each other. Yeah. You can make an argument that the Chargers can win the division. You can make, the Raiders are going to be tough. It's a hell of a division, but only one team can win, and it's going to be very difficult for any of those four teams to get the number one seed.
That's right, and of course, the number one seed means that they will be coming to Buffalo in the wintertime.
Yeah, and also if you take a look at what Buffalo's done at home in the playoffs, I think they're 12-1 straight up, and I'm trying to think what the ATS. I think it's 12-1 straight up in either 10-3 ATS or 11-2 ATS. Like, you don't want to go to Buffalo. Buffalo has a huge advantage at home in the playoffs. So I think it's, it's set up for them this year. That doesn't mean they're going to win it, but when you can get, plus 650 on what I think is the best team in football, taken any day of the week.
Yeah, and you got some climate advantage there in the winter there with the home playoffs. Of course, they weren't able to win too many division championships there with the Patriots in there, so they were always not able to get that home field advantage. But the year it may set up where they have home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs. That means a bye in the first round. And you know what Bill's Mafia is like over there.
Yeah, so it's it all starts tomorrow, so we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Are you going to go to the game tomorrow night, Tony?
No, I won't make it over there. No, I don't think I'm going to finish the show here. It'd be tough to get there. Right. The parking over there is just a nightmare,
Right.
All right, Big Al here on the Bills to win the Super Bowl. Do your line shopping. You can find a plus 60. 650 available in widely available areas. All right, Big Al, I want you to let everybody know what you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium. We still have 10 games on the board here from Major League Baseball. Of course, we get started with football, NFL here on Thursday.
Yeah, my daughter just walked in for a quick second there. So I've got nothing today, but I've already posted 8 football plays for the weekend. I've got 7 for college football, including my non-conference game of the month last Saturday. We were 4-3. In college football. We're now 81-56 with a push, or last 138. And then in pro football, I've got 1 play posted for Sunday. It's my NFL division game of the month. And I've won 10 straight years in the NFL, so folks can get on board. Or, of course, the best option is to team me up with one of the champion handicappers, get a season of football for me, a season of football from someone else, etc.
That's right, guys. Got on board with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results here for 2022. You see the numbers up there, individual plays up there from college football, NFL as well. But again, why don't you go with the long-term passes instead of buying all these plays? Get a month of plays here from Big Al here up on the board. Get all of his premium plays here for 30 days, NFL as well as college football. Don't forget, we're in that stretch run here of baseball. The 30-day pass will get you right into the start of the wild card playoff round here at Pick Dog Spring when you get that 1 month pass. Of course, Big Al has his NFL and college football combined pass. And Big Al, you have put together some great results over the several decades here of being documented. Over 30 years of documentation. Your numbers are second to nobody up there.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it's been good. Knock on wood. That doesn't mean I can't lose. Anyone can lose. Trust me. I've lost before. I'll lose again. But I have won 22 of the last 30 football seasons and 22 of the last 30 basketball seasons. I've won the last 10 NFL seasons in a row. So, I mean, I can say I will put someone in the best position to win. It doesn't mean we're going to win. We can lose. Anyone can lose. But, obviously I do my damnedest to make sure we're on the right side of the numbers and, go from there. And I'm usually on the right side of the point spread, when you look at closing line value, about 75, 76% of the time. So, I generally put the people in the best position to win. And sometimes the games don't fall your way. You can't do anything about it, but we'll be on the right side.
I think I'll be on the right side, guys. So get on board. Probably the 1 year All Sports Pass. Get on board right now. Use the promo code WIN15. You'll save $300. That's 15%. You do the math. That's $300 off a 1 year All Sports Pass from Miguel. All his football, NFL and college football, and then it's all the sports that he handicaps as well. All the baskets, NBA and college, NHL, Major League Baseball. Also delves into Triple Crown horse racing, the big racers, Breeders' Cup. So get on board. 1 year All Sports Pass right now over at Pick Dogs. All right, Big Al, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. I know you'll be traveling tomorrow. If we don't catch you tomorrow, we'll talk with you again next week. But I know you're also contributing to the weekend shows, and you also have up on the board right now with Mitch and Jay, you do an NFL weekly show.
Yeah, Jay, Mitch, and I did the NFL. It was a lot of fun yesterday. Folks haven't watched it. They should check it out. A lot of good information. We cover every single game on the NFL card. I will try to be here tomorrow. I'm traveling to Washington, D.C., so we'll have to see how that goes. Hopefully I can make it. As far as the weekend goes, I will definitely not make it on Saturday, as I'll be on a train up to New York. Possibly might make it on Sunday.
Very good. Very good. All right, Big Al, have safe travels, and we'll talk with you soon.
Thanks. Keep knocking them dead, Tony.
You got to appreciate that. Big Al McMordie here on The Drive Thru. We'll continue on our coverage. Guys, if you missed any of our picks, we will do a complete recap here at the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on The Drive Thru. Let's go ahead and welcome in Sean Murphy. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs, where he does great work up there. Bring in Sean right now. I think he's ready to roll. Sean, what's happening?
Hey, Tony. How you doing tonight?
Doing great. All right, here we go. This is an interesting series here. One of the high-profile series of this week here, early week. We're going to look at the Orioles and Blue Jays top of the hour here with the Blue Jays favorite here, minus 140 on the road, total 7.5.
Yeah, so I'm not really looking to make a habit here of fading the Orioles. I realize they've been one of the best bets in baseball this season, but tonight I like this spot for the Blue Jays here as they look to bounce back from that 9-6 loss last night. That was, of course, their first loss in the series after they took the first two games. So they're going to give Alek Manoah the start here tonight. Orioles have actually seen him twice since the beginning of August, and he hasn't been great. He's given up 7 earned runs, over 10 2/3 innings in those two starts. I think he makes the adjustments here, and I think we see him pitch much better than he did in those two starts. You look back to his first start against Baltimore this year, he actually tossed 6 shutout innings. So, we know he can find some success here against Baltimore, and I think he bounces back tonight. You look over his last 3 starts, he's actually only given up 2 earned runs over 20 1/3 innings. So he's really rebounded since that last shaky start against the Orioles back earlier in August. So I think we see him bounce back here. I had this game capped actually with Dean Kramer starting for the Orioles, but it looks like now they're going with Tyler Wells. So they'll go with a right-hander here against Toronto. His first start since late July, so he's been on the injured list for a while. So he'll make the return to the rotation here tonight. And I actually like Wells quite a bit, but here we get the Jays going against him. They're going to see him for the second time this season. The first time they struggled a little bit. He tossed 7 solid innings against them in a start in Toronto earlier this year. Again, not unlike Manoah, looking to make the adjustments here against the Orioles lineup. I think the Jays bats make the adjustment against Wells here tonight in his first start back. And it's hard to say how deep he'll work into the game tonight anyway. The two bullpens are fairly even overall this season, but Toronto's pen has been better lately, a 2.67 ERA, 0.89 whip over the last 7 games. So I'll lay the 40 cents here. I think the price is around -140, -150 with the Jays. We'll go with the Jays here tonight to rebound.
All right, we got Sean here on the Blue Jays -140 against the Orioles. You know, when I looked at Manoah, I looked on his size, his young pitcher. I'm always worried about him, about these pitchers, these young guys, especially when they log in heavy innings here the second half of the season, right? We've seen that the team record slip a little bit here for the team, but that's really mainly been run support there, I think, in those situations. But, you know, Manoah has logged in 163 innings, 26 starts, so he goes deep into games. And the most he's ever thrown last year was 111. He didn't pitch much in the minors. Obviously, he was stuck in those COVID situations, right? So he didn't really get in a lot of work there. So it's interesting to see how the workload, this heavy workload so far works into this season.
Yeah, so I mean, like we could have said probably earlier in August that it actually looked like he was kind of wearing down there because he struggled for a stretch. But like I said, those last three starts, I mean, he went 6 innings, 7 innings, 7 and a third. 2 earned runs allowed over that stretch. So I think he's kind of he's turned it around. We get him tonight. He last pitched on September 2nd, so we're getting him here on 4 days rest here, which obviously isn't always ideal. But again, I think I often like these quality starters to kind of bounce back after they have a rough outing or two against an opponent, especially if we can look back and see that they've pitched well against them previously. And I think that's kind of what we're looking at here with Manoah, so we'll look to back him here tonight.
Yeah, you got to be impressed with this young kid here, 24-year-old, a whip of 1.02 on 163 innings. That is pretty good work there. Blue Jays -140 against the Orioles. This one will have a start time of 7 Eastern time. All right, Sean, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight. Still 10 games here on the board here for Major League Baseball. Also, we're looking at a big football weekend here with the NFL starting up tomorrow, as well as college football. Big week 2 card as well, Friday and Saturday. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't have anything on the go tonight. Actually, on the diamond, I had a play earlier that went off, so nothing on the go tonight. But I've already loaded in tomorrow's total for the NFL opener, and then I've got 2 big plays in college football on Friday night, and 9 plays on the board for Saturday so far, with NFL still to come, obviously. So yeah, you can take a look around my page there and see what interests you there. I've got quite a few 10-star plays going on Saturday, so that's going to be a big day for us. We're already off to a 4-3 start to the season, so nothing too exciting. But we've kind of a bit of a slow start. You don't want to jump in too heavily in the week 0, week 1 games. Similar situation last year. We look to ramp up here in week 2 and hopefully put a big win number on the board for Saturday.
Yeah, learning more and more about these teams as the season progresses. So get on board here with Sean Murphy over at Pick Dogs Premium. As he said, he's got his feature play up there, his NFL Thursday night over-under route. He's looking for 4 in a row here on this play here. So get on board with Sean in that one. It is credit guarantee, which means it must win or the amount you purchase is credited back into your account with his Thursday night over-under route. Also, he's in action, as Sean was talking about, with college football action on Friday, the weekend action as well. So get on board. Now, instead of buying all these plays individually, because he's got a lot of action here from college football this weekend, he is really loaded here. So you may look to get that 7-day All Sports Pass. That 7-day pass will get you coverage here from college football here for the Friday and Saturday games. And of course, don't forget during the 7-day pass, you'll have action here on Thursday as well as Sunday and Monday, right? So we get into the Monday night as well with that 7-day pass. And of course, don't forget the baseball for 7 days, man. We are in a stretch run. There's a lot of pennant races. There are 12 postseason bids up here. There's 6 from each league. So there's a lot of action. You're going to have 3 wild cards in here. You got your 3 divisional winners. One divisional winner will have to play in the wild card round. So there's a lot at stake here. Down the stretch, the way they've got this set up, the division winners, one of them may have to play in the wild. They will have to play in the wild card. So there's a lot of battling going on, guys. So a good time to get on board with Sean Murphy with that 7-day All Sports Pass, the baseball races, and of course the football. And of course, and sometimes with CFL as well. And don't forget about that. Sean's been handicapping CFL the entire season. Although I don't know now, it may be a little tougher with NFL and college football in action. But no worries there. But guys, use the promo code WIN15 at checkout, and that'll take 15% off that 7-day All Sports Pass. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Sean, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll talk with you again next week.
Perfect, Tony. We'll talk to you next week.
You got it. Sean Murphy here on the drive through. Let's continue our coverage, guys. If you missed any of our picks, we will do a complete recap here at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. All right, let's continue on here on the drive through. As we thought we would. Even Jay said, he says, I was going to fill in for somebody, and then he was going to fill in for Rod Zawacki today. So let's go ahead and bring in Jay right now. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium here. Let's see. There's limited cards here on this here, so we'll bring him in right now. Let's see. Jay, what's happening? Got you on mute, Jay.
What's going on, Tony?
What's happening? It's happening. All right. I think we got your card here for. Okay, we're gonna look at this game. You're gonna look at it a different way. We got double coverage here on the Phillies Marlins tonight. The Phillies here favored at -165. Total here at 7.5. This one starts in about 5 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, the way I was looking at this game, I was looking at the no-run first inning in this one, the NRFI. We know the Marlins are last in baseball right now in just about every metric when it comes to left-handed pitching. Bailey Falter on the mound for the Phillies. He's not, top of the pitching order, but he's decent. I think he has a pretty decent outing today, and I think he pitches at least a first decent outing in the first inning. I don't think he gives up any runs to the Marlins. The Marlins typically don't score over 3 runs in a game, so I don't see them scoring really in the first inning. And on the other side, the Marlins got Trevor Rogers on the mound. Mr. Rogers, he has a high ERA, but he actually looked good in his last outing. He had 5 hits, only gave up 1 run in 6 innings. I think he can get us through the first inning, and I like the NRFI here in this game. But I also got a bonus play for you guys. I didn't know if it was going to make it because of the time, but the game is actually still going on between the Yankees and the Twins. I like the Yankees in Game 2 on the run line. Regardless of what happens in Game 1, I just like the Yankees, and I think they continue to beat up on the Twins. So.
All right, so no runs first inning here with the Phillies and the Marlins. We know the Marlins have a struggle to score. They can only average 1.5 runs per 9 innings. So I think over the past 10 days they've been having struggles just getting a 2 runs, let alone score a run here in the first inning. And of course with the Phillies here, the no runs first inning there. And of course you're looking here at the Yankees in Game 2. Game 2. Let me take a look here if we will have this one. It does look like it is scheduled to go off here, and they usually play these games. Yep, it is scheduled to go off, and of course this is going long, and it's usually starts 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game is usually when it goes. And of course I know we had some weather issues over there in New York at 6:35 Eastern time, and I'm still showing here the pitching matchup, Ryan and Cole.
And Garrett Cole, Garrett Cole on the mound. I think the Yankees lineup backs him up, and I think he gives us a good outing today. He needs to start getting back in form if the Yankees want to make any noise for the playoffs, because isn't he their ace? He hasn't been looking like it here of late, so it's time for him to start ramping it up if they want to do something in the playoffs.
Yeah, we're already in the bottom of the 12th inning of a 3-3 tie here, so no runs across, and they give you the little league guy section. They still can't score any runs in that one, so still 3-3. Little league extra innings here. No runs across in the 9th, 10th, in the 10th and 11th. The Twins get no runs in the 12th, and actually the Twins are up right now in the 12th, so they got runners on first and second here. So we'll see if they can break that streak there at Yankee Stadium where it's been tough. All right, so we got the Yankees here in Game 2 on the run line, and we also have the NRFI here with the Marlins and Phillies. All right, Jay, why don't you let everybody know what you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium? We know we've got about 10 games here remainder here on the card for Major League Baseball, big football weekend coming up. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yes, sir. So I had a mega pack up there today, but that's gone off the board. But I still have a 3-pack up there, a money maker. If you want to hop on there, like right now, before one of them go off. I got my dog of the day also up there, individual. If you want to hop on that, and or you can hop on a 3-day, 7-day, or 30-day NFL right around the corner tomorrow. Not around the corner no more. Tomorrow, college football this weekend, NFL Sunday. It's a great time to hop on a long term. We still got baseball throughout the week. So, man, hey, this is the best season to hop on a long term. You get the best value with any capper you do it with. You can pair me up with a 2-for-1, and that's the even better value. You getting 2-for-1 on the best cappers in the best season. Seems like a no-brainer to me if you're serious about making money. So let's do it.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs Premium, showing great results here for the year. Last 30 days, 489 units of profit. That is all documented over at the site, showing profit this year, last 30 days, 7 days, coming off a winning day yesterday. Of course, the long-term passes will serve you well. Jay's been on fire. You want to get on board with a 7-day pass with Jay, you'll get 7 days of premium plays from Jay. Would be covered in that 7 days period is the NFL Week 1, because you'll have Thursday covered, you'll have Sunday covered, and you'll have Monday covered, as well as the Friday and Saturday coverage here from college football, and of course 7 days of premium plays here from Major League Baseball. As again, we're in the September run here, stretch run here. I know a lot of tension on the football on the weekends, but I'm telling you, these pennant races are heating up. So you especially want to catch them up right now and check them out over at Pick Dogs Premium and get signed up to one of the long-term passes. Remember that promo code WIN15 at checkout. That will save you 15% off. And of course, as Jay mentioned, the 2-for-1 cap promotion, you can pair Jay with another capper, even greater value there. All right, Jay, as always, great having you on the show. Thanks for pinch hitting in here for Rod Zawacki. We got you back on tomorrow. And I know there's a lot going on. You contribute to the weekend shows, but we just saw yesterday your NFL show that you contributed here with Mitch and Big Al.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I know you guys want to go check that out. A lot of information between me, Mitch, and Big Al. Like, that's probably the best show out, man. So you guys want to go check that out. And, yeah, I'll be on Drive Thru tomorrow. Weekend shows this weekend for college football, NFL, and baseball throughout the week with Tony T, man. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's keep it rolling. Keep those winnings. Keep it winning. And we'll talk with you tomorrow.
All right, Tony. See you tomorrow.
We got Jay Briggs here on the Drive Thru. Guys, if you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap at the end of the show, so you want to stay tuned for that. We got a lot of picks here to go over, so let's continue on here on the Drive Thru right now. And before we go, I just want to do a quick recap on some of the games here, starting here in just minutes here. Chris was on the Phillies run line, -1.5 runs, plus 150 against the Marlins. We also had early action here. I just want to get those 640 and 645 games in. We did have Ninos on the Red Sox. And also we had a NRFI here, Marlins, Phillies here. That was from Jay. So those are the 3 plays that we had here in these games beginning at 6:45. So we got those covered. But we got the next 2 picks are going to be games a little later. So let's go ahead and continue on here on the Drive Thru. It is time to welcome in Dana Lane. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Dana, what's happening?
Hey, buddy. How you doing? How's your week been?
Week has been great. It's been awesome. All right, here we go.
Good.
Tonight we're going to be looking at this one between the Rangers and the Houston Astros.
Yeah, I mean, we can't make a living betting on the Houston Astros under very much because a lot of times they can cover these numbers by themselves. But I think we saw an Astros team yesterday that's, they're really looking to get to the postseason. We saw them not get the big hit in situations that could have put them ahead. And I think you're going to see a little bit more of that as we get closer to October. And then, of course, when October hits, the light switch should go on. But in this series finale, we have 2 pitchers that are not used to getting a lot of run support, and Javier and Reagans, and of course, Cole Reagans. If you followed him down in AAA, down on Round Rock, I mean, not a guy that any of his numbers are going to jump off of the page, but certainly, a guy that won more than he lost, so over a strikeout an inning, and then he gets to the major leagues, just coming off the 15-day DL. Pitched well against Chicago, faced Houston a little bit earlier, didn't pitch so well in that game. But I don't suspect that either pitcher, if they stay to form, neither pitcher is going to get much run support. I know between Reagans and Javier, and it's interesting with Javier because he's a guy that, when you're pitching with that lineup and the Astros lineup, you would think that you're going to get more than the average as far as run support. But he's actually a guy that is below 500. The Astros are below 500 when he gets a start. So this number really solidifies it for me, Tony, because when I saw an 8 come out there, I thought I was going to see an 8.5, maybe a 9. But that 8 really solidifies it to me that the bookmakers also feel like this is going to be a low-scoring game. And that's kind of the way we're going to go on this as well with our free selection.
All right, we got Dana Lane here on the 8 in this one here with the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros here going under the total here of 8 runs. Yeah, people look at this great bullpen, the pitching staff here from the Houston Astros. Of course, they do play to a lot of unders. A matter of fact, they're 66-41 of the under when they face teams hitting 255 or worse. Rangers have some under trends as well against winning teams 20-7. When they've been a dog of plus 150 or greater, they've gone under 17-8. But the one thing here with these Astros you mentioned is the clutch hit, right? It's not all the reason they're going under is not just the pitching. It's, as you said, it's a lack of hitting.
Yeah, I mean, Dusty Baker put it well in his press conference last night. He said, this game we try to add so much statistical analysis to it, and we try to go as deep as we can with the numbers, but really it just goes down to RBIs and are you able to drive runs in? And that's something that Houston didn't do yesterday. And I'm not saying they're not. Listen, it's more about Texas not being able to score runs. That's where I am in this game. I mean, we know that Javier is a guy that gets almost 9 strikeouts a game, 8, 9 strikeouts a game in between there. Now we're facing a Rangers team that strikes out pretty consistently. In fact, they average almost 9 strikeouts a game as a team. That's a lot. So you got a strikeout pitcher against a team that is used to sitting down after 3 strikes. That's not a good formula for scoring a lot of runs. So if you're telling me, I'm kind of envisioning this game being in that 5-1, 6-1 range, and that would be good enough to get us under the total.
Yeah, it looks that way. It's going to be the Rangers going to have struggle scoring here. Also, at the past 10, they're hitting 203 against right-handers. Of course, the Astros bullpen past 10 games, an ERA of 1.05. Rangers, Astros under 8. This one to have a start time here of 8 Eastern time. All right, Dana, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight. We still have 10 games here on the board here from Major League Baseball, showing great results here for the year. Of course, we're heading into a football weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I try to really, and a lot of people have sent me DMs about this. I really take things slow, as I do with any season. And, of course, we're very excited about football. We love college football and the NFL, but right off the bat, I always take things slow to really see what's before me. I don't jump into it just because it says football. When we're talking about baseball, Tony, I already know what's there. I know where these teams are. I know who these pitchers are. And, a lot of times at the NFL is like Christmas morning. We're opening up the packages and seeing what we have. We'll see what kind of, after coaching changes and after the draft. And, what happened last year does not automatically mean it's going to be what it's going to be this year. So, yes, I love to bet the football, but I'm still keeping a toe in the sports that I know about. And right now we're knee-deep into baseball. And, of course, we're getting ready for the NHL and the NBA seasons.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Dana Lane over at Pick Dogs. See the results in baseball right now. Long-term pass is the way to roll here with Dana Lane. That 1 month pass will serve you well. You get a pass here from Dana Lane for 1 month. It's premium plays here. Would include the stretch run of Major League Baseball right these next 30 days here. We're going to determine the playoff seedings and also get you in that first round here of the wild card. Remember, the wild card, the higher seeds will host 3 games at home. So with that 1 month all sports pass takes you into October 6th. We'll get right into the wild card playoffs there as well. And don't forget the football, NFL, and college football will be covered here with that 1 month all sports pass. So it's a really good value there. When you use that promo code WIN15 at checkout, you'll be able to save there 15% off when you go over and use that promo code at checkout, which is a really good value, especially when you get those long-term passes. That's where the value is when you get when you buy these when you get these long-term passes. And Dana, as I'm scrolling up and down, I'm seeing that you have. We're speaking of promo codes, and when they use the promo code, they can save almost $200 here on your all sports annual pass, right? Every sport, and we're talking NHL, you're in action in a lot of sports here for 1 year. It's a pretty good value up there.
It's fantastic, and a lot of people, even on the individual games, have taken advantage of the 15% off the individual prices. But I just kind of wanted to reiterate, though there will be football up. I'm not saying that I completely, you run away from the NFL, but really I look at the board on a daily basis and I say, okay, where can I make money today? And that is the bottom line. They don't pay you any more to win NFL games or college football games. So if I think baseball is the play, that's where I'm going to go until I have a grasp on what's going on in college and the NFL. So that's kind of what I mean. So if you get those long-term passes, certainly you'll get football for sure. You're not going to get 6 or 7 plays. You're going to get 2 or 3 solid plays that I believe in, and that's kind of the way I start seasons off.
So you're starting seasons off that way. Probably kind of looking at the teams that have probably the less amount of turnover that you actually have data on.
Absolutely. I mean, it is early on, Tony. It's so important, and I have this, these notes and notes about watching press conferences and watching how different coaches are going to attack the last game of the preseason, maybe in the first game of the regular season, and I kind of like to get in their minds a little bit and saying, okay, this is what they're planning on doing, or I anticipate them doing, versus do I feel as if they can do it against their opponent? And that's kind of that choosing Sorry about that. I got cats.
It's all right. At least the camera's moving. That's what
jeez, Tony. I got to tell you, man. I'm like, this is great. I'm on a roll now. Nothing's going to happen. And of course, never bothers me until right now. But yeah, I mean, it's important because, guys, I can't reiterate enough to you. We are trying to build bankroll. And bankroll is it's an everyday thing, and it doesn't matter if it comes from soccer or if I got a WNBA play or baseball. It doesn't matter where it comes from. It only matters that it gets put into your bankroll at the end of the day. So let's get a grasp on. I see guys going all in the first 1 or 2 weeks of college football or the NFL with 7 or 8 plays, and that's just I can't do that because I need to know who these teams are, and I can only do that by watching them play. And you get a little bit from preseason, like for instance with the Raiders. I really like their stable of running backs, but I'm interested to see how that's going to equate into the regular season. I really like the way their offensive line played, but that's a preseason offensive line, and we'll see exactly what we got in week 1. So those are the things that I'm looking for with various teams.
All right, since you're in Vegas, we all want to know, do we take the points with the Rebels on Saturday?
Hey, man, we are always crossing our fingers for that. I mean, I've said this a million times on my radio show. We've got to go from a town, and we really have, and the Rebels are the Rebel football, at least, is the last entity. We have really got to stop having this it's okay if you don't win, or it's okay you covered. We got to really stop that mentality as a fan base, and we really don't have it for any of the other teams. We expect the Knights to win every game. If they don't make the playoffs, people are getting fired, as we've seen. So yeah, I really like what I've seen out of UNLV so far. I think Marcus Arroyo is still undecided in my mind if he's the man to lead them into the future, but there is no excuses for UNLV right now. They have the facilities. They have the facilities on and off the field, and of course they play at Allegiant Stadium. So if they have their eye on the Pac-12, it is time for them to start winning ball games, and would be a pretty good time to start that, at least as far as serious wins. It's going on the road and beating a Pac-12 team. That would give that conference that would make them sit up and say, maybe we got something there. So yes, optimistic about UNLV for sure. Probably a game I'm going to lay off of because, again, I haven't seen them in this spot. We've seen them against low level teams that they should crush, but now they go on the road against Cal, and that's a different animal.
Yeah, Cal, inexperienced Cal team. All right, Dana, have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk with you again next week.
All right, you too, Tony. Have a great week.
Yeah, Dana Lane here on the drive. The guys who missed our picks, we'll do a complete recap here at the end of the show. We got the 6:45 recap in. Let's continue on now. It's time for my pick. Let me put my game card for you right now. We're going to be looking at this one tonight between the Royals and the Guardians. The Guardians minus 140, total of 8. I'm going to be looking at the Royals side in this one. KC minus 120. We know there has been a pitching change here for Cleveland. It looked like Pilkington was going to be the primary pitcher, but it's going to go to McMordie. McMordie spent time in AAA. And, he pitched this year with Cleveland, 7 games, 24 innings, ERA over 5.5, whip of 1.5, gave up 8 homers in those 24 innings. So that to me isn't very impressive there. So I'm not impressive with this starter. So I'm sticking here with the Royals in this one. One thing I note here is Zach Greinke. He returns on the mound. Has put together a pretty good season for the veteran here, right? I know the ERA is 4.14, whips 1.35. He does pitch to contact. The ground ball is 40%, limits the home runs. But against Cleveland now, let's take a look at the past 10 games here for Cleveland. They're hitting 224. But when you look at KC, they're hitting 285 against left-handers. Of course, we're getting McMordie here, so maybe that's why they put McMordie in, because you've got the right-hander in there, right? Nope, we got a lefty. McMordie's a lefty. Okay, he is a lefty. I was thinking about McMordie back in the day. It's a different McMordie than you might have thought in the past, but this is his first year in the majors. So again, those stats with the Royals in good form against left-handers, that continues here, facing McMordie. But when you look at Greinke, the team record behind Greinke this year against the Guardians, 2-0 against the Guardians this year. Greinke's allowed 1 earned run. in 10 2/3 innings. Let's take the underdog here with the Royals here, plus 120 here against the Guardians. This one to start here at 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys, check out Pick Dog. I have a single play right now up on the board. It's my premium play, my $15 premium pick. So get on board with that. I am the number 2 unit producer over at Pick Dogs Premium. So get on board with me here for this baseball play right now. My single on the board right now for Major League Baseball that's still available. Also, the long-term pass, $3, $7, and $30 sports pass. Get a premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase, Win 15 will take 15% off at checkout on my $15 pick. Or if you want to get my long-term passes, get signed up. And as we speak here, it looks like the Yankees are going to tie this one at 4-4. And we are still bottom 12th. Yankees still hitting. So we got a 4-4 game still. Remember, game 2 will start 30 minutes after this one's over. So long day of baseball right now at Yankee Stadium. So the Yankees were down 4-3, and they have come back, and they have tied the game at 4-4. So it's been rough here for the Twins here at Yankee Stadium, no doubt about that. Unable to hold leads in the 8th, unable to hold lead in the 12th, and they are in danger of losing the game because we are seeing no outs here for the Yankees runner on first. All right, let's go ahead and let's hit the recap right now. We're going to go ahead and put up the plays from today. I think I'm ready to pull the board up. Let's go. We gave you the recap on these Phillies games and this Red Sox. We told you earlier here, if you want to go in game, go for it. We got Chris here on the Phillies run line, -1.5 runs, plus 130 against the Marlins. Ninos was on the Red Sox, plus 145 against the Rays. Al McMordie likes in this one. He likes the Buffalo Bills to win the Super Bowl at plus 550 to 650. So do your line shopping. You can find anywhere between 550 and 650 on this one. Sean Murphy, Blue Jays, -140 against the Orioles. Jay was on the Marlins Phillies, no runs first inning. He also likes the run line here with the Yankees in game 2, which will start 30 minutes after this one, game 1 is over. So the Yankees run line for Jay as well here, -1.5 runs here in this battle between Cole and Ryan. Dana Lane, we just talked with Dana. He liked the Rangers Astros under 8. And yours truly here on the Royals, plus 120 here against the Guardians. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. each time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers in from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Play. Still give out live free picks for the games in prime time. And don't forget, over at Pick Dogs, it gets started every single day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's the morning show with Mitch and Chris. And don't forget Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. And of course, we got a lot of coverage right now over at Pick Dogs with Ron Romanelli's Major League Baseball rundown. Every game with pick for Major League Baseball every day. We got Jovan with his free parlay every single day. We got Mills and Brad with their UFC show on UFC weekends, and there'll be one again. So check it out right after the morning show on Saturdays. Brad and Mills with their UFC show with a bunch of picks there. Remember, there's a new video series for this fall. We got the college football show featuring Mitch and Chris. Looks like that will be on tomorrow. And don't forget the NFL football show with picks. Yesterday, I believe the show debuted. You could watch the replay with Mitch, Big Al, and Jay Briggs. So guys, check it out over at Pick Dogs. A lot going on. All right, that'll do for tonight's show. Let's go ahead and bring in our cappers for tonight's show.